Hey there.
I gotta tell a joke, guys, just to relax it up a little bit.
Careful.
What does a nosy pepper say? I'm all up in your business. It's like the lamest joke I heard the other day. I thought that's fantastic. In Australia, we don't really have peppers as peppers. They're called jalapenos, so we kind of have to reconstruct it in Australia. But in America, that kind of works. Someone just
So I'll just jump in.
Okay, jump in, go.
Okay, all right. So what was it about the Giver in this project that really drew you in and made you want to sign on and be a part of it?
You know, it was originally the fact that this kid knows nothing about the world and knows nothing about feelings or growing up or being an adult, and I thought that it'd be cool to learn those things as he goes along.
Mm-hmm.
They aged the character up and developed the love story a little bit, and made it so he was fighting for love and freedom and truth. And I just thought it's a great premise for a story. If we can create tension in that way without using violence or weapons or anything, Hollywoodish, then that's great. It's a great opportunity to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. And what are some ways that you were able to relate to Jonas? Ways that you're similar or different that you kind of discovered along the way.
Well, I guess in a way I'm similar to Jonas in that I've never done all this before, all these interviews and this big press junket is kind of crazy for me, and so it's a learning experience. This is a new kind of memory, It's like The Giver is giving me this gnarly memory of being an actor, and I'm just living that right now. But in a way, all us artists like Jonas, we all kind of rebel against conformity and this meticulously ordered community is not our cup of tea, as we say in Australia. So, naturally, artists tend to kind of say, screw the system and just go for what they believe in or what they're told to believe in.
So I take it you didn't read the book.
I didn't read it as a child.
Yeah.
I read it I read it before I worked on the movie. I wish I read it as a child. I would have got so much from it. I wish it was more of a hit in Australia. I don't know why it wasn't. I don't think there's any culture answer or anything there. I just think it was more of a success over here.
I read it in junior high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's got everything in it, And what I love about the book, I'm supposed to be promoting the movie, but I'm actually saying what I love about the book more because the book's so cool. Is that you really get a sense of happiness throughout the whole community. You get a sense of like these children playing with the elderly, and it's not, when you read it, it's not weird.
Yeah.
It raised a lot of questions, and it was a little controversial at the time. But when you read it, it just feels nice to read, and it feels comfortable, and you feel such a love between the young and the elderly. I think now, we don't really respect our elderly as young people, and I think that's one of the things that we could have really, we do really get from the story is a sense of respect throughout all ages, and I think that's really beautiful.
What was there from the book that you maybe wish would have been in the movie? Was it more with the more elderly included, or any other parts?
I read this first script and I read that scene and I was like, oh, damn. This could be cool, but this is a pretty hard thing to do, I kind of, in a way, I wish they would have developed the young and the elderly storyline, Basically, just what I said. Like, I love how the story kind of delves into the relationship of the young and the old, as opposed to just forgetting about the old and sticking them in homes or
How was it? We saw the movie last night, and how was it interacting with the baby? Like, have you worked with kids or had brothers and sisters, or were you?
I was the worst person to put a baby in my house.
And the poor baby was crying a lot too. That was even.
Oh, this
harder.
baby hated me at the start. I mean, I wish someone videoed the moment, you know, when they said, Brenton, this is the baby who you'll be working with. Put place in my arms. I was going, take it back, someone take it back. This is mine, take it back. But you know, as the months go on, you learn to love this kid. I worked with him so much, both of them,
Well,
James
it
and
was
Alex.
twins. Right, yeah.
And they're such beautiful kids, and really they were great actors too. They didn't really know it yet, but you know, they would sense this in a weird way. They would sense what we were trying to do, and they would sense the mood of the scene. And you know, with the help of the baby wrangler, who was amazing, and me, who was amazing. Yeah, we'd try and get them to do things, but the kids were great, and I miss them dearly.
What was it like working with Meryl Streep and Jeff Bridges? I assume as like a young actor, that's just an incredible opportunity, and an opportunity that a lot of people who have worked for a long time don't just get to come across hanging out with Meryl Streep. Like.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I worked with Meryl for a little bit, not so much because our characters interact on a more technical level,
Yeah.
and so for the shot, we had to shoot at different times and different locations. I worked with her a little bit though, and she's fantastic. I mean, just to work as an actor's perspective, just to work with her is, you see how confident she is, and it's like, she never makes a mistake in our eyes. You know, I'm sure she thinks, I would have liked to do this, I would have liked to do that. But we were shooting so quick, and in a way, she had to get every take in order to have a choice in the second or third. And I thought she nailed it. I don't know, maybe she doesn't think the same, but Jeff, I worked with a lot, and you know, I'll take away lessons that I learned with Jeff for the rest of my life. You know, he's so relaxed, and he's just so chilled out, but at the same time, he really fulfills all the obligations of the giver. You know, and he's a great guy to learn from. It was cool for me because as a young actor, you kind of learn from all the older actors that you work with. And in a way, Jonas learned from the giver. All these memories in the story, he learns this and that, pain, war, love, hunger. So it was a really sweet parallel that we had throughout the story, and I just thought that was like perfect. You know, if I wasn't feeling it in any day, or if I was tired or sad or whatever, I'd just kind of think back to the parallel, to the real. You know, what am I doing? I'm from like a little town in North Australia, acting with Jeff Bridges, and then you know, Jonas would kind of come through and be at that. So it was very cool. It was very cool. Yeah.
So you said, you know, I was born in Australia in Kununurra.
I'm sorry.
Are you anywhere near there? Like, where was your town? Where you're from?
Kununurra.
Yeah, it's northwestern Australia.
Oh, Kununurra.
By Darwin.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I was born near there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cairns.
Oh yeah.
That was where I was born and raised.
Yeah, I only was there till I was like 4. But I'm like, oh, Australia. Wow.
Yeah. I know. Every time I come to America, I bring like Australian books or like kangaroo toys or like koala bears, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's this? It's a kangaroo?" And you're like, "Yeah," and they jump around and they have feet and stuff. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, I want to get one. Hey, you know, Jimmy, we gotta get a kangaroo. Yeah. We can't, sir. We can't.
How about do you eat Vegemite?
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah.
It's gonna keep your sodium levels up. It's like black salt in a jar,
Yeah.
basically. But me and my buddy have this joke. He brings a Vegemite jar every time he comes over, and we stick it like behind chairs and like behind doors, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah." It's like, ah! That's a funny thing. Anyway, sorry.
So what was it like filming in South Africa? Did you guys like get to go on any fun like adventures outside of set or?
Totally. South Africa is amazing. I mean, whoever hasn't been there has to go there. Whoever has shot there wants to shoot there again. It's like so full of energy and rawness, you know. There's like, because you know, a lot of hectic stuff happened there, and it's quite recent. All the tension is quite recent, and you just feel this sense of, I guess, tension, you know. And as an actor, it's cool to watch and it's cool to be a part of that. Unfortunately, I didn't really have time to see a lot of things, but I would go surfing, or I would kind of climb Table Mountain every now and then, or go for a run on Lamb's Head, which is this mountain in the middle of the city. So Cape Town is divided by basically the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. And you can drive to the Atlantic over this mountain called Lamb's Head? Lion's Head? Oh shit. What is it? Lamb's Head. It's Lamb's Head. Lamb's Head. Every South African's like, you didn't get that right, you Australian, I'll come on. And it's this phenomenal rock mountain to climb, and like everyone does it. When I was climbing, I was kind of thinking, this is pretty gnarly. Like these rocks are tiny, Someone could slip and die and fall to their death. Everyone's like, yeah, nah, it's cool, bro. It's cool, bro. It's like there's so many near-death experiences that near-death just becomes like getting a coffee in the morning. And it keeps you awake and alive, and the place is just, it's so cool. And the waves are good. The waves are pretty good. It's always pumping in South Africa somewhere.
So in the story, all of the characters are given assignments at a very young age. What do you think you would have chosen, and what do you think people would have chosen for you as your career?
That's an interesting question, because these guys don't get a choice,
Right.
In their assignment. And so
Yeah.
it's interesting how you say, what do you think people would have chosen for you? I mean, I am very great with people, and I love interacting with people, and so I think the community, those bastards, would have chose for me. They would have chose a nurturer or something to take advantage of my soft, mother-raised heart, I guess. I definitely wouldn't be the tree organizer or like the maths situationer. Is that even a word? It is now. I guess I would have chose pilot. Because it seems like the most thrill you can, like the most happiness and the most adrenaline you can get in this community. Or motorbike rider. The motorbike guys are cool. Security. Maybe I'd be security because you get the key to everywhere and you unlock doors and be like, oh.
Take advantage of the
security.
security.
Exactly. Yeah. Completely wrought the system.
Did you have to audition for this?
Yeah, I auditioned a number of times with Philip Noyce. I auditioned for him a year prior to this for a different film, and he got me back to audition for this one. I guess the audition process for any film is quite daunting, because you get 3 scenes to really showcase all your talent and all your passion for the character. But these scenes were very deep, and it gave us a chance. I mean, all the guys who auditioned for Jones, it gave us a chance to really showcase a lot of emotion and a lot of passion. And I was just lucky that Phil saw that in me. So it was at the time I remember thinking, I hate this. But now looking back, it was a really cool experience. It really developed our relationship as actor and director. Yeah.
I think you did a great job, like your facial expressions, because just when you have to convey your emotion, I thought it came across really well.
Yeah.
During like the memory, when they're, they show the clips of memories, different, modern day kind of things. And anyway, I was impressed. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean, Philip really encouraged me to keep it inside. I would express too much.
Yeah.
And I like, with this character, he finds these very gnarly emotions.
Yeah.
War, and I've never been to war, but I can imagine how crazy it is,
Well, and like the interaction with your parents, at the dinner table or that kind of thing.
Right, the apprehension and confusion it's a hard thing to play.
Yeah.
And Philip was very subtle in guiding me. We'd do 3 takes without any commentary, and then he'd just say things like, keep it inside, or you're doing too much, or things that usually you would say, I'm doing too much. Come here! What is this? But really, they were great in really finding the performance, because I can't do too much. at certain moments in the story, and other moments in the story I'm doing too little, and it was important to find a continuity of emotions.